Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We are finally getting into our Amare deep dive. If you're not familiar with Amare, what you need to know off the bat is that they are an MLM, multi-level marketing company, network marketing company, pyramid scheme, whatever you want to call it these days. And they call themselves the mental wellness company. Before we actually get into it, I am going to let you know that we will probably be brushing over some things about mental illnesses and mental struggles. So if that is anything that triggers you, make sure you click out of this video. I get it. I'll put a playlist up in the corner that I have of all non-health related videos that I have created so you can feel safe over there, and I'll see you over there. But if you are ready for this deep dive, let's roll the disclaimer and then we are going to get fuck into it.
Talk a lot, all that flop, but that's not harming us. Capping your status, we back, ain't nobody bras us. To the ones that held me down for the count, look at what growth will do. I'm the kid from the cul-de-sac, feeling double sex. When loot they pay to play my back, ain't no way I'm going back until
now that is out of the way, if you are not new here, you probably know that we have one more piece of housekeeping. And you also know that you can skip ahead to the actual deep dive here at the bar at the bottom of the video, or you can find the timestamp in the description to where the deep dive begins. Otherwise, if you are new here, please give this a listen at least one time. I do not blur the names or the faces of any of the individuals that I react to or include in my video. This does not mean that I am encouraging anybody to go and seek these individuals out and send them hateful messages or mean comments. I'm also not inciting hate toward any of these individuals. Please leave these people alone. My content is meant to be educational and most of all entertaining. So let's all do our part and keep it that way. And with that, we're gonna get the into it. So first thing I want to go over is the basics, the about Amare, where they came from.
Where did you even come from?
What it's all about. And then we're going to get into the nitty gritty of the compensation plan, the opportunity, and all of that bullshit. Amare is known as the mental wellness company, and they claim that their mission is to create a holistic mental wellness platform of products, programs, and people. Their core values are love, integrity, innovation, service, and humility. And their vision is to lead the global mental wellness revolution. You know who should actually be doing that? If this is the first video you're coming across of mine, you should know that I have very strong opinions, and I'm not afraid to say them out loud in my videos. In my opinion, the only people or industry that should be leading the global mental wellness revolution is physicians, psychiatrists, counselors, psychologists, anybody in the mental health field that went to school to be licensed, certified, registered, whatever they have to be in that specific profession. They should be the only ones within the mental wellness movement, helping people with mental illnesses or mental struggles. It should not be an MLM with a bunch of distributors that do not have to have any qualifications, which you'll see here in a little bit. Now, where does Amare come from? Amare means to love in Latin, and love is the universal language. Yet, in order to truly love others, we believe you must first start by loving yourself. Our vision at Amare is to lead the global mental wellness revolution by inspiring people to love and believe in themselves. We envision they will live an extraordinary life and make a difference for others. What is mental wellness? It's everything. Mental fitness, stress resilience, confidence, physical performance, and financial wellness. Do we see how dangerous this can be at this point? Like, just knowing that this is an MLM, this is what they're talking to their partners about, their customers, all of the people that come in contact with Amare. This is what they're talking to them about, and the chances of them having the backing or education to help people through these things are very slim. It's very unlikely that they can help you in any of these things other than touting their main product, which is Happy Juice, which we'll get into here in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. Growing up, most of us were educated about ways to take care of our physical health, but very few were educated on how to take care of our mental health. That changes now. Amare's platform of products, programs, and people is designed to optimize your mental wellness so you can live a life full of vigor, positivity, and performance. What? How is this legal? I still can't wrap my head around the fact that Amare as a a whole is legal. This is okay. The claims they're making are okay. They like so closely ride the line of being able to get them in trouble for what they are claiming that it's scary. When are they pushing too much? There has to be a point where they are pushing too much, right? All right, now that we have a little background of what the Amare mission and vision is and where it all started, let's talk about the C-Suite. This is where it starts to get a little more mucky. Here we have Mr. Tran. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, and I don't like mispronouncing names, so we're just going to say Mr. Tran. He is the founder and chairman of Amare. His blurb on the Amare website says, he is the founder and visionary of Amare. He finds great meaning in coaching, mentoring, and empowering people to succeed. The most significant moments of his professional career are the stories of members of his team growing and exceeding their own expectations for themselves. This passion for seeing others succeed is one of the primary reasons he launched Amare, to empower others on a much larger scale than he ever could before. The other main reason he founded Amare was because of his journey with his own health and wellness. Although he had achieved a high level of success in the business world, he did so at the expense of his own physical and mental health. It was out of these hardships that the ideas for Amare began to take shape. Learning from his journey, he developed a passion for health and wellness, which he wanted to share with others. His commitment to excellence and integrity in all areas of the business is a constant emphasis to the entire Amare team. He believes that great products will make a difference, but an entire holistic platform of products, programs, and community of people supporting each other will change lives. Yeah, probably for the worst, because like I said, not only are you not qualified to be doing this, they aren't either. Mental health and wellness in general is not something to fuck around with like this. This is fuckery. Stop it. But I digress.
Let's get back on track, bud.
So I Googled him a little further and I found his LinkedIn page. As far as LinkedIn goes, it looks like this is his first venture with an MLM company. So he just dove right in head first, unless he's withholding that information from LinkedIn, which would be a whole different story. But he graduated from California State University with a degree in biological sciences. And I'm not degrading that at all. I think that's great. We need that, right? But he does not have a degree in mental health in any way. He is not a psychiatrist. He's not a psychologist. He's not a psych major. He is none of those things. So what the are we thinking doing this? Okay, that's where my head is, and I still can't figure it out. As much as I have dug and tried to find more on where he would get this from, it's beyond me. And it looks a lot like the online coaches that we see so often that did something for themselves. Like, I don't know, maybe they started an Etsy shop and they sell their paintings and they've been successful. So they're like,
now I'm gonna teach everybody else how to do this.
but they don't have the degree in the things that people have to do. So not everybody's gonna be successful in doing those things the same way they did it, if that makes sense. So all that to say, this is just reminding me, because he mentioned that he went through his own health struggles. It's reminding me of that, like, oh, he went through his own health struggles. So now he thinks that by starting this big MLM mental wellness company, he's going to cure the world of mental illness. And that's just not how it works. But anyway, my apologies for all of the rants that I will probably go on during this deep dive. So his work experience starts with risk management at TransFirst. He was the director of risk management for 4 years. And then in 2008, he left there and he went to Meritus Payment Solutions. He was the principal and co-founder. He was there for 6 years. And then it looks like they just changed the name of the company to PaySafe Group. And he was there until 2016 when he founded Amare Global. Now on his LinkedIn About section, it gives a little bit more about the company that he founded prior to Amare. He says, I am a husband, father, and successful entrepreneur. In 2008, I was co-founder and principal of Meritus Payment Solutions. Meritus was named one of Orange County's fastest growing businesses. Meritus was acquired by Optimal Payments in 2014. I then became CEO of payment processing for PaySafe, formerly Optimal Payments, until resigning in 2016. My new venture is called Amare Global. Amare Global is a company committed to creating high-quality health and nutrition products that connect people around the world. Our products will vitalize the mind and body. Our passion is to promote healthy lifestyle and inspire personal growth. We focus on excellence and integrity throughout our product development, people development. What? People development? And ultimately the customer experience. Amare means to love in Latin, and we believe love is the most powerful human connection. By empowering people to connect through our innovative products and platform, we will grow together and reach beyond our limit. Okay, sure. We'll see how that goes. Now, moving on from Mr. Tran, I'm not going to go through all of the individuals within the C-suite or on the higher level of the corporation side of Amare. I just wanted to touch on a few people that I found that I thought were kind of interesting to highlight, and they are also at the top of the C-suite, you could say. So next up, we have Jared Turner, which is the current CEO of Amare. His little bio on Amare says, Jared Turner has nearly 2 decades of business and entrepreneurship experience. He most recently served as president and chief operating officer at a top 10 DSN 100 direct selling company, which we'll get into here in a minute, I promise. In his 8 years of leadership there, annual revenues grew from $200 million to over $200 billion. So he's really good at scamming people, maybe, in my opinion. I don't know. Prior to that, he spent years at a large international law firm assisting large multinational clients, including several network marketing companies with their overseas expansion efforts. Of course he has. In addition, he is a born entrepreneur, having built several of his own purpose-driven independent companies. Turner speaks 3 languages, holds a master's degree in international relations from the Maxwell School at Syracuse University, a law degree from Syracuse University College of Law, and 2 bachelor's degree in Spanish and political science from the University of Utah. None of these degrees, and I understand that CEOs don't need to have the degrees, right? But now we have 2 people at the very top, the president and the CEO. Neither one of them are qualified to be giving mental health or mental wellness advice.
That's a big ol' yikes.
So we're already having big problems. We're going to go a little further here and take a look at Mr. Turner's LinkedIn account. Under his About section on LinkedIn, it says, passionate, mission, and results-driven leader with a strong record of consistency, achieving key business objectives while elevating people and communities. Social impact entrepreneur, urban farmer, international attorney, conservationist, and C-suite executive of billion-dollar brands. Currently CEO of Amare Global, the mental wellness company. Prior to this, took Young Living from $200 million to $200 billion plus, along with a fantastic team of corporate and direct selling field leaders. So there we have it. He was part of another sleazy wellness MLM, Young Living. If you're not familiar with Young Living, they are known for their essential oils and talking about how essential oils can cure all of your problems, whether it's mental wellness, headaches, skin problems, anything. Oils can cure anything. So that's where he came from. He was in Young Living for over 8 years. He started as Associate General Counsel in 2012 and then somehow worked his way all the way up to President and CEO in January of 2018. He served in that position until August of 2022. Now, prior to that, he worked at 2 different places as a law clerk, and then he was an attorney. And then it looks like he just really gave up on being an attorney and just joined the scamming world of MLMs. Because after he left Young Living, he ended up moving on to open a restaurant, which looks like it's still in business. So at least he has that. I mean, maybe the food's good. I've never been there. If you've been there, chime in below. It's called Zulu. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Pyri Chicken Grill. And it also looks like he started a charity business called The Voice of the Vanishing, where they are in business to save wildlife species from extinction. We sell 100% sustainable streetwear apparel that directly benefits critically endangered wildlife, which is kind of cool. I'm not gonna bash the restaurant or the charity thing at all, as long as they're being run in an ethical way and they're not being run like an MLM. You're not taking charity money money and putting it into the MLM or using it in the wrong ways that it's not meant to be used for, then cool, go on with your bad self. But leave Amare. And then of course it says on his experience after starting the charity, he moved into the CEO position of Amare Global, where he's been for the past 2 years. Just be at the restaurant and the charity. Why did we have to go back to the MLM world? What the Is it because you scam so well that you make more money there? Is that what it is? That's just my assumption, my opinion. I'm not saying that to be true. Why not just stay over there where you have ethical, logical businesses and business plans to work off of? One more thing before we move on to the next person, I did want to point out that Jared Turner was named in a lawsuit against Young Living. I believe this was in 2019, and this lawsuit was a class action lawsuit, and the claims made were that Young Living was operating as an illegal pyramid scheme under the guise of selling essential oils for quasi-medicinal purposes, and just claiming that all of the people included in the class action lawsuit have lost a specific amount of money or a significant amount of money, and they want Young Living to be held accountable for that. Now, I'm not going to get too much more in depth about that lawsuit, especially because it's Young Living and this is an Amare deep dive, but I will be sure to link all of the websites that I found that information on below in the description. Next up, we have Gabriel Sanchez, who is the president of sales. I just wanted to point him out because it looks like he is buddy with Jared Turner. He also is a law school graduate. He went to BYU, which, if you're not aware, is a Mormon school. Not saying there's anything against Mormons specifically. That's a whole nother video, but it is interesting to always see the ties come back within the MLM world to the Mormon faith. I always find that super interesting. But anyway, he was an attorney for some time, and then he was working at Young Living around the same time that Jared Turner was working at Young Living, and he left Young Living and went to Amare with Jared Turner. So thought that was interesting to point out. The last gem that I want to point out is my favorite, Shawn Talbott. Shawn Talbott is the Chief Science Officer. Now, his bio on the Amare website reads, Dr. Shawn Talbott is responsible for Amare's research, development, and product formulation. Dr. Shawn leads all aspects of the development of new product formulations and specifications, as well as clinical and experimental research, product claim substantiation, and technical support. His unique ability to explain complex terminology in simple terms helps people understand the science behind new and exciting products. His 20-plus years of experience developing nutritional products that have generated more than $1 billion in sales has all led to him finding his true passion in Amare. Using his skills and experience to help people feel better through improved mental wellness and psychological vigor, mental acuity, physical energy, and total performance, Dr. Shawn Talbott received dual bachelor degrees in sports medicine and fitness management, none of which have to do with mental health, from Marietta College, a master's degree in exercise science from the University of Massachusetts, and PhD in nutritional biochemistry from Rutgers University. He is also a diplomat of the International Olympic Committee's Sports Nutrition Program and has completed a wide range of entrepreneurship studies at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, including the Entrepreneurial Master's Program, the Entrepreneurship Development Program, and the Advanced Certification for Executive in Management, Innovation, and Technology. Again, none of which have to do with mental health. All right, now we're going to mosey on over to Shawn Talbott's LinkedIn. We're going to see here that he has an extensive background in multi-level marketing.
Why am I not surprised?
He is listed as a psycho, nutritionist, and author. His about section on his LinkedIn page reads, Shawn has a consistent track record of creating leading nutrition products and new platforms that help people look, feel, and perform their best. As a product developer, Dr. Talbott has created and researched some of the leading nutritional products on the market, generating nearly $1 billion in combined sales across retail, direct selling, infomercial, and network marketing channels. Okay, but they generated money. Did they generate results? Recent projects include the award-winning documentary film Killer at Large: Why Obesity is America's Greatest Threat, screened for First Lady Michelle Obama at the White House as part of her Let's Move campaign to fight childhood obesity, and his best-selling book, The Secret of Vigor, about the detrimental effects of chronic stress, featured on the Dr. Oz show. Shawn is trained in sports medicine, fitness management, exercise science, nutritional biochemistry, and entrepreneurship. As an International Olympic Committee diplomat in sports nutrition, he has served as a nutrition consultant and educator for elite-level athletes in a variety of sports, including professional triathletes, NBA basketball, U.S. ski team, U.S. track and field, and the U.S. Olympic training centers. Dr. Talbott is the past director of the University of Utah Nutrition Clinic and taught as an associate clinical professor in the Department of Nutrition, where he received the Outstanding Instructor Award. He is a fellow of the American College of Nutrition, American College of Sports Medicine, and the American Institute of Stress. As an athlete himself, Shawn has competed at the national and international level of rowing, cycling, triathlon, and currently holds the title of World's Fittest CEO. And before someone feels like saying it in the comments, yes, I know that food has an effect on how you feel. But this company, Amare, that this man does the science for, does the product development for, helps with all of those things, partners are out here claiming that their product, which we're going to go into here in just a minute, I promise, will basically fix all of your mental health problems. That is what they insinuate in their posts on social media, and they are getting away with it. And that's the problem. Yes, food has an effect on how you feel, but a lot of the times for people with mental illness, it's not the food and it's not their gut-brain axis that they like to talk about. Anyway, moving on, his work history. He was the chief endurance officer for Wicked Fast Sports Nutrition from January 2005 to January 2014. But during that time, in 2012, he joined as vice president of Monavie, worked his way to chief science officer of Monavie from December 2012 to January of 2014. That right there should just give you everything you need to know. If you're not familiar with Monavie, they were another sketchy MLM. If you ask Google, what is the Monavie controversy, you will get this result. In 2014, consumers filed a class action lawsuit against Monavie alleging that the company misled consumers about the health benefits of its quote-unquote super juices and failed to disclose potentially dangerous levels of toxic chemicals in the beverages. Who was responsible for that? Who was the top of the chain when it came to those claims? You guessed it, Dr. Talbott. From there, he somehow got hired on as chief science officer at LifeVantage. LifeVantage is yet another health and wellness MLM company, and they are also, if you're a Housewives fan, specifically the Housewives of Salt Lake City, this is where Justin, Whitney's husband, got fired from a couple of seasons ago. Now he works for Awakened, which is another MLM, but that is the MLM that Dr. Talbott was working at after Monavie. From there, he moved on to Amare, where he is now the chief science officer and founding executive, whatever that means. Now I have one other secret about Dr. Talbott. In 2005, he was part of a lawsuit where the FTC came after him and the California-based Pinnacle Marketing Concepts Group and its president, Thomas Chang, for benefit or efficacy claims that were made regarding a product called Cortislim or Cortistress. I actually remember this happening at the time I was in high school, and I've always had body image issues. And so I was very much into like the diet pills and the quick fixes and all of that stuff. And so I remember this whole thing happening, which is interesting because here we are, full circle moment, right? But he was part of this lawsuit for making false claims. So now that's two separate companies prior to Amare, where this chief science officer and this scientist and whatever else you want to call him is making false claims about these bullshit supplements that he is grifting to make money off of people who are vulnerable and want results. And this is the absolute most disgusting of them all, because mental illness is not something you mess around with, and he should know that. But anyway, I will link the full article from the FTC website below if you want to go ahead and read all of it. It is very important to know, though, if you are somebody who's watching this who is thinking about joining Amare, please do your research. Please click the links below, read the full articles, understand what you're getting yourself into, because the likelihood of Amare getting in trouble for the same things that Cortislim got in trouble for the same things that Monavie got in trouble for, is very high. Now that we know about Dr. Talbott, I want to go over the science that they claim on their website before we get into looking over the products. They claim to combine ancient natural wisdom with modern scientific innovations to develop all natural mental wellness products that support vigor, happiness, stress resilience, mental performance, and whole body wellness. Our science is centered around emerging discoveries of the benefits of all natural products, mindfulness programs, and being part of a community of positive people. Did you know that we have 3 brains? You undoubtedly know about the brain in your head, but now we know that gut feelings and following your heart are more than just turns of phrase. Science has discovered that the microbes in our gut and the electrical signals from our heart are read by the brain and can dramatically influence our mood and behavior as well as our mental and physical health. Recent studies have revealed that our gut microbiome includes more than 100 trillion bacterial cells, outnumbering human cells by 10 to 1. Those gut microbes produce more feel-good neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine than the brain itself. These are the very compounds that shape how we feel, signifying that the balance within the gut-brain axis forms the very foundation of our mental wellness. Amare's scientific approach is designed to meet you where you are today, and then from there, optimize your potential. Whether you are an elite Olympic athlete looking for the mental edge on your competition, a busy supermom juggling dozens of responsibilities, or you're currently feeling a bit off or stressed out like so many others, Amare Science is designed to empower you to be your best you. Just what? What? So Amare has a whole array of products. They have confidence and weight products. They have essential nutrition products, gut health, kids and teens, of course, because what would an MLM be without preying on kids and teens? Mental wellness, personal care, and of course, sexual wellness products. I'm not going to go into all of the products that they carry because we will be here forever. But what I do want to go over is what Amare partners will be seen talking about the most, and that is Happy Juice. First of all, the name itself makes me cringe right away. Secondly, this is so problematic. Where do I even start? You'll often see the partners of Amare, and when I say partners, these are the consultants, the people who signed up in the MLM part of the Amare world. They will be talking about Happy Juice and how they can't function through their day without Happy Juice. Great, sure. But when you are using those things to sell people into the business opportunity or into buying your product that is incredibly overpriced, especially because it's not something proven to help mental health, okay? It's just not. It is incredibly problematic. It's dangerous, especially because those people who are talking about the product and trying to sell all of these things, like I said, are not credentialed. They don't have the educational background to do this. They are not in the position where they can be telling people what to do to manage their mental wellness or deal with their mental illness that they have. But anyway, let's get into what the Amare Happy Juice is, what it includes, what that looks like. So the Amare Happy Juice pack comes with 3 different things, and you mix all of these things together to make the Happy Juice. The first thing you get is the Mentabiotic. This is a probiotic, prebiotic, and phytonutrients ingredients for resilience and a happy gut microbiome. Then you get the Energy Plus. To me, what it looks like is like an energy drink mix, something of that nature. And then the last thing you get is the Amare Edge. And this they claim to be the brain boosting ingredients for all natural nootropic that supports motivation. Now here we have an info sheet on the Happy Juice. It claims that the Happy Juice pack is a delicious combo of our most popular products and earned the nickname Happy Juice by our customers. I'm so sure. Amare's unique proprietary blends combine nutrients for your gut that will make your microbiome smile from the inside out. Why you need it. Supports mood and motivation. Provides overall health for the second brain, the gut. Enhances mental performance and provides the fuel needed for a highly productive day. What it is. Targeted probiotics, prebiotics, and phytobiotics in a delicious drink filled with all natural nootropics that support motivation. I'll put the screenshots of the ingredients of each of these products up on the screen for you to see. I'm not going to go too deep into all of that because honestly, that would have to be a whole nother video. I want to get into the opportunity side of things now and talk about the MLM part of it all, the pyramid scheme, if you will, in my opinion. Let's take a look at their opportunity landing page on their website. The first thing we see is, what does it mean to be an Amare partner? Help others achieve overall wellness through our holistic, natural, and effective solutions. Plus, gain financial wellness and exclusive rewards along the way just by sharing your Amare experience. Step 1, enroll. When you enroll as an Amare partner, you are joining a community of purpose-driven entrepreneurs who have come together to bring wellness and change to the world.
You're not an entrepreneur, you're a wantrepreneur.
You joined an MLM. Why are you telling these people that they are entrepreneurs? They are literally not, unless they have another actual business aside from Amare, then they are just not entrepreneurs. They are contracted 1099 sales employees for Amare. Step 2, share award-winning best-in-class products, each one backed by scientific research proven to deliver results by a scientist who's been sued for multiple false claims. Step 3, build and experience a community of leaders. As you build your team, you'll be able to network with proven leaders and learn how they've built businesses from the ground up. Tap in and grow your business exponentially. They didn't build it from the ground up because Amare had them join, and it's not their business. Am I in the Twilight Zone? Okay, now I want to go over the consultant agreement, not the whole thing, but I will link it all below. So if you want to look at the whole thing, you can do that. But if you've never seen a deep dive of mine before, I like to pull specific things from the policies so that we can highlight those things. So that's what we're going to do here. And then we'll get into the full compensation plan and all of that jazz. So the first thing I want to go over is 1.3 in the policy, and that is the brand partner conduct. It says the brand partners agree that they will safeguard and promote the good reputation of Amare Global, avoid all illegal, deceptive, misleading, unethical, or immoral conduct or practices. Brand partners agree that they shall exhibit high moral character in their personal and professional conduct and shall not engage in any conduct that may damage the company's goodwill or reputation. While it is impossible to specify all misconduct that would be contrary to this provision, brand partners agree that they shall present the Amare Global opportunity and product information in an accurate and professional manner, present the compensation plan and return policy in complete and accurate manner, not make product claims except as permitted at section 6 below, not make false or misleading income claims. Both of those things I have seen done by Amare partners who are actually top leaders in Amare and have not faced any repercussions for making these claims.
I'm from Springfield, Missouri, but thanks to Amare, we just moved to St. Pete Beach, Florida, which is amazing. We grew up there and now we live here.
Make reasonable efforts to support and train other brand partners and customers in their downline. Not engage in cross-line recruiting or unethical business practices, which is interesting because there are a lot of Amare partners coming from different MLMs and bringing their entire teams that I have seen with my own eye holes. Provide positive guidance and training to brand partners and customers in their their downline, while exercising caution to avoid interference with other downlines. As such, a brand partner is discouraged from providing cross-line training to a brand partner or customer in a different organization without first obtaining consent of the brand partner's or customer's upline leader. But I thought it was their own business, Amare. Support, protect, and defend the integrity of Amare Global business opportunity. Accurately complete and submit the brand partner agreement and any requested supporting documentation in a timely manner. So here are the requirements to becoming a brand partner for a mental wellness company. You must be the age of the majority in his or her state of residence, reside or have a valid address in the United States or U.S. territory, have a valid taxpayer ID such as a social security number, federal tax ID number, or TIN, submit a properly completed and signed brand partner agreement to Amare Global, not be an Amare employee, the spouse of an Amare employee, or related to an employee of Amare Global and living in the same household as such Amare Global employee, unless prior authorization has been granted by Amare Human Resources, and pay a brand partner annual membership fee. You do not need any kind of certification, education, registration, license, other than your ID, which is a big problem when we're talking about mental health or health in general. At all. Now here's a fun part that I always like to point out, because almost every single, if not every single policy that I've gone over in all of my deep dives so far says this. Even though on the opportunity landing page of Amare, it clearly stated that you can start your business and hear how other people started their business from the ground up. Under section 4.8, independent contractor status, letter A, the brand partner is an independent contractor and not a purchaser of a franchise or business opportunity. Therefore, each brand partner's success depends on his or her independent efforts. Meaning they do not own the business, they are an independent contractor for the Amare business that is owned by the C-Suite and the president and the CEO and the people who work in corporate. This one is important to cover so that if you do come across any Amare partners that are making these claims, you can make sure to report it so that this can hopefully slow down the spread of the Amare bullshit. Under 6.1 product claim guidelines, it gives the brand partners what they can and cannot say. Letter A says brand partners must not make claims including but not limited to testimonials about Amare Global's products that are not consistent with the claims contained in official Amare Global materials or posted on Amare Global's official website. Under no circumstances shall any brand partner state or imply that any Amare Global product is useful in the diagnosis, treatment, cure, or prevention of any disease, illness, injury, or other medical condition. And this is such a gray area because of the vague claims that Amare makes on the website. It gives these brand partners the idea that they can make specific claims that they are out here making, and they just cannot do that. So it's really important that if you do see that, please report it so that they can take the action to take that post down and not harm somebody that has a mental illness, because that's the only way that something's gonna be done about Amare, is if we keep reporting and if we keep speaking up. Okay, but moving on, letter B, when discussing the benefits of Amare Global products, a brand partner should refer to the FDA statement on Amare Global's product labels. Quote, these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. C, a brand partner shall not make any medical claims for any products, prescribe any Amare Global product for treatment of any ailment, as this would imply the products are drugs rather than nutritional supplements. Curative or drug claims shall not be made when describing Amare Global products. These products should never be compared to drug products utilized to treat specific diseases or conditions. And so many times, again, you'll see the brand partners out here saying that, specifically one, which if I can find a clip of her, I will put it in right here, but they will be saying that you don't need to take your medications anymore. Instead, just take happy juice. And it's sickening to see that.
What the
It's awful. Letter D, no brand partner should state or imply that any product is FDA approved. Individual nutritional products do not require or necessitate specific FDA approval. Letter E, when a brand partner is promoting Amare Global products or services, they must disclose the fact that the brand partner is an Amare brand partner who receives bonuses and commissions from Amare Global. Another thing you won't really often see them doing. Now let's take a look at their bonus and commission qualifications under 11.1, letter A. A brand partner must be active and in compliance with the agreement to qualify for bonuses and commissions. So long as a brand partner complies with the terms of the agreement, Amare Global shall pay commissions to such brand partner in accordance with the Amare Global compensation plan. B. Amare Global will not issue a payment to a brand partner without the receipt of a completed and signed Amare Global brand partner agreement. C. Amare Global reserves the right to postpone bonus and commission payments until such time the cumulative amount exceeds $10. And D. Amare Global bills the following fees to process commission payments. 75-cent fee billed for each electronic ACH transaction to deposit bonuses and commissions into a brand partner's depository account. A $2.50 fee is billed for each paper check created by Amare Global for the payment of bonuses and commissions. I'm curious, does your full-time job, if you're working a full-time job, do they charge you for direct deposit or a paper check? I'm pretty sure I've never gotten charged for either of those things at my jobs in the past. My dreaded 9 to 5. So like I said, I will make sure that the full policy is linked down in the description. So if you want to look into it any further, or if you're somebody who is thinking of joining Amare, you can be 1000% fully educated on everything that you need to know. That is in the description. I'm going to move on to the compensation plan. So I do want to go over a couple of definitions, if you will, so that you know kind of what we're talking about as we're working through the compensation plan. The first thing, we obviously know what a brand partner is. That is somebody who enrolls with Amare to earn commissions. Personal volume is the total volume of a single brand partner from orders placed personally and by their personally enrolled customers. Personal customer volume, PCV, is the total volume purchased by your personally enrolled customers. The volume from personal orders does not qualify toward this volume requirement. And then you have your personal team volume, which is your PTV, and that is your personal volume plus the personal volume of your personally enrolled customers and brand partners. PTV is used for your meet and 3 bonus qualification purposes only. Organizational volume is the combined total of all PV from a BP and their entire downline. Volume outside largest leg is the organizational volume a brand partner has outside of their largest leg based on their placement downline tree. Commission active. This means a brand partner must maintain at least 100 PV to be considered active and to earn commissions for that month. Otherwise, they are considered inactive. So if you're a brand partner who doesn't sell $100 of personal volume or more, then you don't make any money off the sales you made. Even if it was $99, you get shit.
That blows.
Now, of course, Amare has to give you 8 fucking ways to earn. The first way is your fast start bonus. First order bonus, me and 3 bonus, and focus on 5 bonus. Brand partners can earn up to $500+ by introducing Amare products and retaining new customers and brand partners. That's close to 100% payout in commissions on your first 5 monthly enrollments. Just leave the 5 people alone. Then we have number 2, social selling bonus. It's called the personal customer bonus. Earn and rank advance without building a team. Combined with our first order and unilevel bonuses, you can earn up to 38% in commission by selling 9,000 in personal customer volume and even earn a spot on the annual international trip. That sounds so easy. 9,000, sure. Number 3, minimum monthly award. At our early mentor ranks, you will earn a minimum monthly reward starting at $1,000 per month at the rank of silver and up to $2,500 at the rank of platinum. 4 is your rewards and cash prizes. Love your journey. Earn rewards or cash prizes at every rank starting at silver. Earn rewards such as international trips, shopping sprees, and more. The car program, luxury, sports, or family. You choose. Earn a vehicle lease option starting at executive leader. We're not at the car program part yet, but I'm sure it runs very similar to all the other ones where you have to get the luxury type car. So we're talking Lexus, Cadillac, Audi, whatever else they say you have to get, Tesla, whatever it is. And then they give you a bonus of your lease or your car payment, and you only get that bonus if you make the rank, if you meet the rank every month. 6, vacations of a lifetime. Path to Paradise provides incentives to earn vacations, prizes, and cash deposited in your bank account. Where else would it go? If you're giving me cash, where the else are you going to deposit it? Somebody else's bank account? Number 7, create a legacy. As you grow with Amare, get paid 10 levels deep. Our dual compression system ensures that 35% of the unilevel volume is paid out to the rank title that is qualified to receive payments on each level where volume is present. Number 8 is the bonus pool. Earn bonus pools at different ranks based on company revenue, up to 4% commissional volume for the company. So I have the compensation plan up on the screen here, the general overview. This looks very similar to any other commissions that I've seen. It looks like they may have quite a few other ranks than other deep dives that I've done. It's very much shaped like a sideways pyramid, isn't it? But as you can see, it starts at brand partner and then you move up. So there's 3 ranks to begin, and that's brand partner, brand builder, and bronze. And then the mentor ranks are silver, gold, and platinum. Then you have the leader ranks, which are leader, senior leader, executive leader, and it goes all the way up to global ambassador ranks, where there are 5 different ranks: diamond, 1-star diamond, 2-star, 3-star, and presidential diamond. Those are cubic zirconias, baby, not diamonds. But anyway, I digress. So then you'll see here the different qualifications that you need as far as how much you get paid out, and as far as what payments you can get and what bonuses you can get in each rank. It's absolutely outrageous. And again, I'm not going to go through every single one of these notches on the compensation plan or even every single one of these bonuses, because again, we would be here for hours and I know you don't want to do that. So I will make sure again to just link everything below in the description so that you can go and investigate a little further if that is something that you want to do. Come down the rabbit hole with me. Okay, one last thing that I want to go over quickly outside of the compensation plan is the Love Your Journey rewards. Now, I've said this before in other videos. This specifically reminds me of, like, if you're a 90s kid, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you have your school fundraiser and they give you the envelope and it has like the catalogs in there for everybody to order from and the order forms. But the best part is that shiny pamphlet with all the prizes you can earn from selling for the fundraiser.
That's the best part.
This is exactly what that is, okay? This is why MLMs remind me so much of fundraisers for your adult life. Like, don't call it a business, it is legit a fundraiser. Like, I'm convinced that's why we had fundraisers in school as kids, because they were just setting us up to fall into these MLM traps. I don't have anything against fundraisers. Fundraisers are cool, but MLMs are not. Anyway, so this is their prize pamphlet that they get, and they get to pick from all different things depending on their rank. Once they get to silver, they have the option of Apple AirPods Max with engraving. Option 2 is a Dyson hairdryer, and then option 3 is an Aura ring. And then when they get to gold, they get luggage or an iPad. Platinum, they could choose from an iPhone or a Louis Vuitton. Now, all of this is from them preying off the mental health of others. Then once they get to a leader rank, they have the option of $3,000 cash deposited into their account or a MacBook Pro. Once they hit a senior leader rank, this is where they can get their car bonus. They get a $5,000 cash option, $5,000 trip voucher, or a $375 monthly lease on any car option 3 years or newer. Now, why in name would you take a $375 lease and over $5,000 cash? I don't get it. Once you hit executive leader, you can get $7,000 cash or $7,000 trip voucher or a $500 monthly lease on any car option, 3 years or newer. Now, once you get to these ranks, you of course have to hold these ranks to get these bonuses every month. So if you're going to go with the car lease option, know that you are going to be responsible for that car lease if you miss rank that month. And also, the car is in your name, not Amare's name. So if you can't reach that payment for that month, you're fucked, because that's going on your credit, and Amare doesn't give a flying shit. Diamond ranks, you get a $10,000 cash option or a luxury trip option. You don't get the voucher, but you can pick from Turks and Caicos or St. Lucia, or you get a $750 monthly lease on any car, 3 years or newer. Now, once you hit 1-star diamond, you get $12,500 cash, a luxury trip, or a $1,000 lease, and it just keeps going up from there. I just have a hard time understanding why somebody would choose the car lease over the cash option. I'm not saying that you should be in the position of choosing anything, but if you are, for whatever reason, having to choose between $10,000 cash or a car lease payment, take the cash, because then you don't have your name tied to a lease or a loan that could potentially hurt your credit, because that's the way the MLMs work. You end up destroying things that you didn't mean to destroy because it looked so shiny and amazing. At this point, I think it's safe to say that we all need a break from Amare. So now it's time for our palate cleanser. TikTok hates your MLM. This is somebody that I've included in the full length videos of TikTok hates your MLM when I was still doing the full series. She's just so funny. She does a lot of parodies of Mary from Sister Wives, who is in LuLaRoe when she does her lives. She's not the kindest person on her lives. So let's take a look at this parody.
I think you can see me, Melissa. I keep saying it. I'm a size medium and I'm 5'8". Okay? You're just not listening. Angela, I'm going to tell you a little secret. There's this thing called hemming. So if you're too short. Okay, Angela, if you're really 4'2", LuLaRoe's not for you. You can shop at the children's place. Oh, Rachel, I'm honored. And now I will release you. Goodbye. This is number 312, size small. Oh, I wasn't rude. I wasn't being rude. I was answering your questions in a polite way. And if you don't like that, then you can leave.
I just love her. Like, her cadence and everything is so spot on with Mary. As always, she'll be linked in the description below if you want to go and check out her TikTok. And thanks for hanging out with me during this deep dive while I talk a bunch of shit. I will see you in the next one.
I got caught comparing me to people I don't even know. They say it's lonely at the top, well maybe then I'll focus on things that's more important and let whoever think whatever and just keep it moving. These niggas won't work on themselves, they'd rather see you losing. You'll never see me losing.